Cassandra Jenkins, singer-songwriter from America who dabbles in art pop-ish, Sophisti-Pop, country, and has received quite a warm welcoming with this new album here. I believe it's her sophomore album, so she did have one before this, but this is the album that I'm hearing of her the most. Got a few rave reviews from music publications. Can definitely see why, having listened to it a few times now. It definitely feels like it's the type of album that would get that kind of praise. And even a few other people that I've been talking to have been saying that this is a really, really good release. Definitely sounded like it was up my alley, up my street, having heard, you know, the genre tags attached to it. And I've got to say, yeah, it's a good album. Has it completely blown me away or met the expectations that were handed to me in that sense? No, I wouldn't really say so, but I don't want to say that it's bad either. It's definitely a good release. There's a huge amount of subtlety to this album. Subtlety is the way forward for Cassandra Jenkins. She never really goes overboard with the vocals. The instrumentals are often very, very soft, whispery almost. She's obviously relying a lot on the atmosphere that she can conjure up with the vocals, the softness of her voice paired with the instrumentals that are often very, very laid back. It tends to work in her favour for the most part, but often I am wanting a little bit more. Can't really exactly pinpoint what I want, but I think there are moments where I think, you know, I could be completely enamoured with what's going on, and I'm often left just thinking, yeah, this is nice. Opening track, however, easily one of my favourite tracks on the album here. More of a country vibe she's going for. Interesting how she doesn't really stick the landing with this genre. She tends to dabble in and out of it on a few tracks, but then shifts away into a more laid-back, chill vibe. I did sort of feel like I'd been teased though, because I thought this opening track was so strong that I expected much of the album to sound more like this, but then she kind of takes you away from that sound with the new Bikini almost immediately after Michelangelo. It is so much lighter. It is washed out to hell as well. Seriously giving you the kind of like oceanic, aquatic vibes with this one, especially given the fact that much of the lyrics focus on this water theme where she's talking about how water cures everything, the ocean will cure everything. And I certainly believe that the instrumental matches the tone that she's going for here, because it totally feels like a sunny day, a breezy kind of like a day at the beach, you know. It's really hot, but at the same time there's this really lovely breeze coming through that doesn't make you feel like you're sweating your bloody balls off. There's a light sax that comes through in the background, which I think is really tasteful. It happens on a few tracks as well, where there's just this really, really soft sax playing and lingering in the background. It adds a really nice touch. It probably could be heavier in the mix, but I guess given how so subtle these tracks are, it might actually override the song, so perhaps that wouldn't work. But I guess I just would love to have heard the sax have more of a significant role. Hard Drive, once again, very tasteful, very subtle, extremely chill. Like, this track has nowhere to go. It is laying down. It has got like an assignment due the next day, but it's just chilling. It's just chilling. It's vibing. It is not taking it too quickly. It's not stressing itself out. It's just waiting until the deadline, and then they'll start their 2,000-word essay. Crosshairs has a nice reintroduction of the country sound. Once again, this is probably the vibe that I think I would like to have heard more of. Given that it's such a short album, I think, you know, going from one sound to another is an interesting choice. Not saying that it doesn't work, but I think if it was a longer album, this might have worked a bit better. Unfortunately though, I feel like the lyrics on this one drag it down, because it's just so wishy-washy with the whole talking about how she wants to fall into the arms of a stranger, or fall apart into the arms of a stranger. I just feel like it has a bit of an odd feel to the way she's saying it and what exactly it entails. It's just a strange sort of direction to go in. Not that it completely pulls me out of the track, because the way she's singing is so elegant and soft that I don't think the lyrics are completely there to derail anything, because, you know, all of the other tracks, the lyrics don't really do that. But I guess when I was reading into the lyrics, I was a bit confused with what she was trying to say. The next two tracks though, Ambiguous Norway and Haley, definitely some of the weaker moments here. I just find that it becomes a point of the album, given how short it is, it probably shouldn't have become so noticeable that she was relying on such a soft energy the whole way through. Not that that's completely a bad thing, by the way, but I think I was just hoping for a bit more oomph. I'm reminded a little bit of the Weather Stations album, which came out quite recently. Probably why I'm reminded of that, because I only did listen to it relatively recently and reviewed it relatively recently. And I think what they were doing on that album was that, yeah, they were relying on the soft casualness, but the production was just such a killer aspect of the album. Like, the tracks were so well produced. Everything was so just enlightening, you know, and I think that's what gave that album such a great feel to it. And I think this album is just missing a bit of that spark. Haley, similar with how I feel, you know, nice on the ears, but just almost too casual for me. And then we get to the final track, Ramble, which is very breezy once again, very soft. This one is actually just an instrumental track. It's lovely though, honestly. It's really a great way to end an album like this, because so much of this album has had a very similar vibe. So I guess to pull the vocals away and go for a 7-minute track of just the instrumental makes sense. Does it blow me away? I wouldn't say so, it really doesn't, but I still think for what it is, it's solid. And I think there's potential in Cassandra. I think if she just gives us an album that's more distinct, more defined, more refined too, I think, yeah, we could be onto something fantastic. But I'm just looking forward to seeing where we're going from here. I do like it overall, but I think overall as a score for what I'm feeling, I'm going to go 6 out of 10. Definitely a solid listen, but I just think there's something in the future of Cassandra that could completely win me over. And I just don't think this album's quite there yet. But let me know your thoughts in the comments. That would be fantastic. Thank you for watching this review. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. That would be, I've just said that. Thank you for watching the review. Have a good day. Subscribe if you haven't already. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Have a good day and goodbye.